He's fun, he's fearless, and he is fast. Entering the wind tunnel right now is Santino Ferrucci, who will be competing in the upcoming Indy 500 for Dryer and Reinbold Racing. All right, Santino, after a couple of seasons full time, you have to take full advantage of this one because it's your one off.
That's true. That's very true. So it's shaping up to be pretty good, though. We had a good test here last week, so I'm pretty excited to get back in May.
Got to tell you, I love that black car, and I thought when you nicknamed it the Batmobile, any further information that you can share with what DNR may have on the side pods come race day?
I do know that the car is in paint. It's now white, so it's primed. I do know the sponsor that's going to be on the car. I'm very excited to share it when time is right. But it's going to look sick. It's going to be one of the coolest Indy cars I think I've had. So I'm super excited. But yeah, no, I can tell you a little bit more information about the car.
All right.
That car chassis number is 007.
Oh, no. So now you take martinis, shaken, not stirred?
Potentially. Depends on what happens.
You come into this Indy 500, kind of, I get the sense listening to you, and you always have a smile on your face. And as I said, you're a fan favorite because you are fun to be around. But there just seems to be this release from Santino Ferrucci that, look, I'm going into this with a lot to gain, but I'm not going to fret about a lot to lose either.
No, I mean, it's kind of funny because you got to treat it like every other race, or else you just get in over your head. And to be honest with you, I'm excited to be back in Indy. I'm excited to be back with all the fans. And to be honest with you, I'm just looking to have a great time. I know we're gonna have a good car. I know we're gonna have a good Sunday. I want to enjoy it, man. You have to enjoy it.
My partner in crime on Brick by Brick on Sirius XM Radio loves to share the story that after so many years, Tony Kanaan pursued that Indy 500 win. And then he finally said, you know what? If I don't get it, I still have had a great career. And here he goes into the Indy 500 with an underfunded team, with, maybe not a care in the world. But instead of all the things that close in around you when you are chasing that chance to put your face on the Borg Warner Trophy, and then he ends up winning it. Is it a mental state that you have to go into? You just alluded to it, that it's better if you just look at it as just another damn race.
I mean, for me, yeah, I think there's a lot of drivers that sit there and put so much emphasis on the race, and they get in over their heads, they make mistakes, and for me, you have to treat it like such as another race, or else you do make mistakes. And it's selfish to say that you treat it like that, because it's not just any other race. It is the race. It is the only race in the world that anybody would want to win and have on their list. But it's also the only race in the world that can change your life. So, but if you think about that going into the race, it's not really great because it put a lot of pressure on yourself. So, but like I said, I'm just excited to get back there and have fun. Dude, I'm thrilled. Our car looks good. We look like we have a lot of speed. Chevy feels great. So, I mean, hell, just go out there and run 200 laps.
And on top of all of that, back a while back, you're sitting on the couch getting ready to watch the XPEL 375, and you get a phone call from Ray Hall Letterman, who you've driven for before, and they said, hey, Santino, we can't promise you, but Harv is having a few medical difficulties. Would you mind driving up to the racetrack? And I'm really interested because it's the only oval opportunity that all of the cats that'll compete in the Indy 500 have got before it. So what has that done to the way you go about things? Because all of a sudden you were the super sub that day.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, I live in Dallas now. So that was the first race that I'd gone to for this year. And I was just there to hang out with some buddies. And I was just there to be there because I can. It's 30 minutes. And to get that call at dinner and be like, hey, do you think you show up at the track tomorrow at like 8:30, 9? We're not really sure what's happening. They flew my seat in and all that stuff. And I was like, I mean, I woke up in the morning like I'm probably gonna be coming back to bed here about, and yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're racing today." It's like, sweet, nothing a little bit of iRacing can't prepare you for.
Well, what did you take away from that you think you can apply to the Indy 500?
Oh man, just knocking the dust off. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm telling you that my last race in an IndyCar before that was Nashville, which was August. So, and then the actual last race in competition that I did was the Chili Bowl. So, that was the most recent thing on my mind was the last race I did. I just had a pretty good concussion and I front flipped a car into the fence in practice. And it's never really a great thing for a driver to let that sit on your
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
And you're going to go from that to the 500 is kind of like, whoa. But to have a great result in Texas and showing up for the open test, I already felt 3 steps ahead of where I was last year because my first race for Ray Hall last year was the 500. And it was a little nerve wracking because I hadn't raced in, 8 months or 6 months or however long it was. And now to not have to have that in the back of my head, I can feel like I can just sit there and go for it right from the start and not have to worry about warming up to it.
I watched that crash of yours in practice at the Chili Bowl, and I can attest to the fact that when you get airborne and decide that you're going to become, an aero commander instead of a race car driver, there's a moment in time when everything gets really quiet, and then all hell breaks loose, right?
I mean, they should have given me my pilot's license. I landed that thing. I got the takeoff, 10 points through the air. I mean, we looked like a high dive, coming down. But yeah, they played it during the XFL 375 because we were under caution. I look up and I'm like, oh, look, it's me. So,
San- Santino, look, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. You have an abundance of talent. You certainly have always acquitted yourself well in IndyCar, but it strikes me that maybe you're minus that golden briefcase. So
yeah,
you find yourself with maybe a generation ago what would have been more than sufficient to land you a full-time A-class ride, kind of going into things and hoping that there'll be a turn of events like there was at Texas or a one-off opportunity with a really good team, Dryer and Reinbold. But you're on the outside looking in, my friend.
yeah, it's really tough. Unfortunately, the racing market's not what it used to be. There's a lot of rich kids that come into the sport and can write a $5 million check. Unfortunately, I'm not not one of those. I'm trying to do it on merit. It's really tough for me, but to be honest with you, I like the challenge, and it just makes you drive and work for it even harder. Um, and to have that opportunity that Ray Hall gave me last year, man, that was so refreshing. I mean, there's nothing better than getting a phone call saying, "Hey, we have the car, we have the funding, we just need a shoe." And I was just, that's as a driver that's been working for that your whole life to have that, to have a team like that come to you and say, "Hey, let's go do this." It was great. And the same thing with Dryer, man. It's, first thing that came up in November was, do you have any plans for next year? If not, we want to hire you for the 500. And no sponsor on the card, no nothing, just straight up, let's hire you. Let's get this program going, and then we'll worry about that later. And so it's been an interesting ride.
I got to ask you a couple of non-racing related questions, okay? First one, who in the hell came up with that hairdo?
It's getting cut.
Oh,
I gotta cut it.
you're gonna toe the straight and narrow come Indy time, huh?
Yeah, well, I just gotta cut the ponytail off the
I
back.
see. Oh, so the
I just
helmet will fit. Yeah, all right.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm not. I like the long hair. I just don't not a huge fan of the ponytail. But I haven't been anywhere to where I've been out in public in the public eye. So I haven't had to worry about it. So coming back to May, we'll be a little bit more groomed.
All right, your guilty pleasure, something that my listeners would not know about Santino Ferrucci away from racing, that, when you have that private moment by yourself, with your friends, with your girlfriend, that you get all amped up about.
Man, to be honest with you, I'm really starting to pick up golf. And
Oh
it's
my
something I do with
God.
my friends.
Another one.
I just got fitted I went to a fitting this morning to fit my club. I mean, I honestly love it. And to be honest with you, I love the competition aspect of it. Also, and speaking of guilty pleasures, it's not really a guilty pleasure, but just for the will standpoint, I went and did a half marathon cold this
Good
Saturday.
for you. Cold.
And
no
cold.
training. No training.
Yeah, no training. And I was gonna break sub 2 hours, and then I realized that maybe I should have trained my legs a little bit better. But no, it's just having that competition aspect. I'm always down for a good little challenge here and there. It's kind of how I feel going in with Dryer. I love a good little challenge.
And
we're
look,
going to be the little team that can.
And they have before. They have before.
Oh, yeah.
I'll share with you. Last week I had Noah Gregson on, and Gregson, and you know him well from your Xfinity forays. So he's shared with us a long time ago that he's a bulk purchaser, goes to Sam's Club or goes to Costco, and his latest purchase, because he, like you, has taken up golf. He bought 5 dozen golf balls.
I just did that online the other day. I'm with him.
Played 9 holes, and he said of the 5 dozen, there were 8 left.
Oh my God.
9 holes.
Oh no, I'm not that bad.
Okay. All right.
I'm not that bad. No. I'm like a 20 handicap.
No, well, he doesn't even approach that. Okay. Doesn't approach that.
I like the bulk purchasing. I'm a Costco member myself, man. And trust me, when I go to town when I get there on food, because I also cook a lot. So
what do you like to cook? What do you like to cook?
Oh man, I'm cooking steaks, chicken, salmon, pasta dishes. I'm getting really into pizza. So
wood burning, make your own stuff.
Trust me, when we get out of the apartment in Dallas into a house, it's the first thing that I'm getting is a proper pizza oven.
There you go. Well,
so I can't wait. But
listen, nothing less should be expected from someone that ends his name in a vowel. Remember that.
Yes, I have to cook. It's like my non would be so disappointed if I couldn't cook.
Listen, this has been a real treat. You have always been one of my favorites. And listen, there's an awful lot of people pulling not only for you, but because those of us that have been around Indy for more than 50 years realize that Dryer and Reinbold goes way back in the history. Good to have them teaming up with you. You're going to have a tremendous amount of fun. And when they drop that green rag come race day, I know you're going to be going to the front, and we all will be watching, Santino.
I appreciate it, Jack. Thank you for having me on, man. And I can't wait. I'm so ecstatic to be with Dryer. Those guys work so freaking hard, dude.
So do you. So do you, my friend.
We all do. It's team effort.
Attaboy. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Thanks, Val. That's a true story about Gregson, okay?
That's insane.
You got to bust his balls when you talk to him.
He is probably one of the craziest kids I've ever met.
Yeah.
Just out there.
But he can flat drive a race car.
Holy crap! Yeah, he's got a foot, man.
I mean, and look, with all due respect, that's top flight shit he's in. Let's not. But you can't go fast in a slow car, but you can certainly go slow in a fast car.
Yeah, he wheels the shit out of it. He crashes a lot, but he's like a American version of Verstappen.
You know what? I hadn't thought about that. You're spot on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how he's really quick or he wrecks.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And the same sort of mentality when he's in the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to laugh at the Italian Grand Prix. They were asking him something. He says, "Don't fucking talk to me in the corner."
Then talk to him in the corner. Yeah. I know. It's hilarious.
I love him. I love watching that stuff. All right, man, let you go. Have fun. I'll see you at Indy.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Take care, pal. Bye.